Since the death of Muammar Gaddafi, Libya has struggled to find peace. He was the leader of the territory, and after his passing, power was shifted to the General National Congress. After such change, the nation began a series of challenges which became increasingly violent. Some of these notorious aggressions are the spread of religious armed groups throughout the country and the attack by Islamist militants on a U.S. consulate in 2012. In 2014, a campaign was created to attack Islamist military groups called the Operation Dignity. In response to this, military Islamists and other armed groups designed a coalition named Libya Dawn, and violence between the two groups struck in an international airport, which became the beginning of the civil war. The country became divided into different coalitions, which have created a fragmented governing institutions. Furthermore, a terrorist group has taken advantage of the political instability in the region, and because the government is almost non-existent, Libya has become a space for the group to coordinate international violence.
Last month, the members of the Libyan Political Dialogue Forum, a UN-backed peace initiative, met in Geneva and appointed a new interim government to lead Libya until they can carry out delayed elections that are now planned for this coming December. The UN also called for all of its member states to respect the ceasefire agreement of October 2020 and to pull out any foreign forces or mercenaries in Libya. Today, Tuesday, March 9th, the Libyan parliament is expected to vote on whether or not to endorse this new interim leadership. While this is extraordinary progress and demonstrates a willingness for peace from both sides, it does little to address the concerns of those such as the Libyan National Army, who already view the current administration in Tripoli as being established and supported by interfering Western powers. Additionally, it is unlikely that countries such as Russia and Turkey, who have been providing much military aid to either sides, will completely pull out of the area. To address these concerns, a series of back channels could be used to help negotiations, both within Libya and with other international actors. If the new interim government is approved, they could implement a similar plan to that outlined in ending civil war in Colombia. The implementation of a peace advisory team made up of a handful of international experts would aid in back-channel negotiations with the various militias in Libya and help to address the conflict on a local level. These meetings would be held in secrecy and would set a restrictive agenda to discuss a limited number of issues, namely how to lessen the violence amongst militias, how to address extremism in the region, and how to increase political dialogue in order to prepare for a successful democratic election in December. These channels of communication are a crucial companion to any internationally backed peace deal, as it has the potential to closely address and monitor the fears, needs, and concerns of the Libyan people, which might otherwise be overlooked at a broader level. Additionally, a second back channel amongst international actors may be necessary to ensure that peace is successful. This is because larger countries supporting opposing sides can speak with each other with greater frequency and with more ease than the warring factions within Libya. This is crucial to ensure that all international actors are mutually respecting the ceasefire and the arms embargo. If even one country continues to provide military support of any kind, it will halt the peace process and continue to drive the conflict. This channel amongst international actors would also open up a secondary channel for the opposing sides in Libya to communicate with one another and each other's supporters. This is extremely beneficial because it provides many pathways for successful negotiation and thus many pathways for peace.
The European Union, its member states, and many other countries have strong interests in preventing the situation from escalating further. It is crucial that the European nations involved understand how international dynamics are intensifying in the violence in Libya. Left unchecked, foreign intervention will continue to drive the conflict. Peace negotiations such as the Colombian peace deal with FARC and the Good Friday Agreement show that back channels negotiation is a viable option for peace in Libya. Through the back channels, negotiation amongst Libyan armed groups, as well as with the various states supporting them, the peace process can begin and the urgent issues such as violence within the country and creating a unified and civil government can be addressed. Additionally, structural governance and security issues may be addressed in the process. And finally, all international actors must agree to refrain from armed interference in order to support a peaceful solution in Libya, as military action is not a viable solution.